Today we will talk about PWS. So if you remember, yesterday in the lightning talk, Bengo with a funny presentation, or on Tuesday, the guys from Checkpoint, we will dig into this crap. So what is a PWS? It's a password stealer. So depending on the antivirus, it says it's a PWS, PSSW, information stealer, or usually it's a non-Trojan malware. So that's the first problem. What can it steal? Mainly, it's still credential. Credential, it's still from configuration file, from registry, from memory, from the browser. So it could take cookies, and all what is possible to have as credentials, it's possible to be stealth. It's still coin wallet and still serial number from games, from application. So here a good example. Mainly, what is mainly steal, that's a view from different stealer. So the aggregation is what is usually stolen. The most things, it's from browser, and the funny thing that you have, they are able to steal things from old browser. So some really abandoned browser, like, for example, a couple of them, Hohe, Keybase, are able to steal credentials from Netscape. So that's fun part, which is stopped 10 years ago. What is the difference between a PWS and a rat, a normal rat? The PWS doesn't have any interaction with the guy which operates it. It comes, it runs, it's totally autonomous. It steals, it sends the password. Additionally, it's a grab screenshot. You may configure which are the windows that you want to grab screenshots. So, for example, if you are using Outlook, you want more screenshots in Outlook, just say, I want, you configure it, and you have a screenshot of Outlooks. And of course, there are keyloggers. How does it work? How do you have them? It's quite easy to have that. There are tons on forums which sell these tools. If you want, you can also find some cracked one, or some which were released or open source. So forums are full of ads for that. It's amazing. If you take a look at that, you have ads, real ads, which ads have good qualities. You have also in YouTube some videos, some you cannot imagine why this kind of video could exist. And each ad tells you what is possible to steal. So what is possible to steal and what are the features? So that's an example of ads that you find, and there are plenty of that. And the guys say, I bypass a lot of antivirus and so on. So it also explains what it could steal. Always, you have the list. It's easy. It's here an example of Autolog, which is a Python-based one, and which are able to run on Windows and, of course, Linux. On games, and you have that. Additionally, you have always some competition between them, and it's funny to see, mine is better, mine has log with colors, mine has, it's crazy. And you have tons of these good products. That's fun. So for the last 2 years, I have taken a look at what is available, what is used, and you have 30 stealers around. Maybe I missed some, of course, but 30 for such of quality, it's a big thing. And if you take a look deeper, most of them are, of course, done in .NET. And why? I think it's because a lot of them are stealing the code stealing function from the others. So it's easy to do, and if you take a look at that, it's .NET, always. So how this works? And that's the fun part also. Because it's, for the guy which use that, you don't have to know a lot about security, about hacking. So you buy the subscription, or you're still a stealer, and you have a builder and you packed, and you generate the configuration, you generate the executable, final executable with the configuration, and some stealers are even, some builders are even creating the peer pact already, and some even are creating the document office with macro with the stealer inside. So you don't have to be skilled. I have a kid, 12 years old. He follow on YouTube some tutorial for Minecraft. He has the required skill to do that. So now, how it works to exfiltrate? It's usually the same thing. So you have 3 channels: FTP, email, and HTTP. And I work in Luxembourg, so I work in a firm which works for banks and assurance, and never, ever you have direct access to email server directly, or FTP server. You have at least a firewall and usually a proxy. So you receive that. Sometimes it buys the gateway, and it's crashed in the firewall. So for those which use HTTP, you need a panel. So it's known. You have already seen some panel today, yesterday. And the quality of panel is not good. We will see so after. So to illustrate that, we will dig into four unknown. We know predator pane. Okay, nobody? We know pony. Pony is known. Aha, a lot. So we will dig into that to see what exists. So the first one, let's say an opportunistic one, which was sent by a friend. What is a GPro? You have to know what first is GPro. GPro is the software for diagnostic wallet to diagnostic truck engines. So it's from a firm called Oregon. It costs a lot, $2,600 yearly subscriptions. So of course, there are a lot of cracks for that because it costs. So there is a crack you may find also on forum, and if there is a crack, it's only a stealer. So it's not very advanced, but it's still password from Firefox and so on. It do as do every malware. Now it uses WME to report which kind of firewall, which kind of antivirus, and after that, it sends the configuration back to the server in clear, in an ugly way. Good luck for the guy to have to pass if he got a lot of execution. He got a lot of such kind of report, and good luck for him to order it. So the funny things with the GPro crack, yeah, is that the button activate doesn't have any code inside. So it doesn't work. It should not. And on new version of GPro, people try to ask if it's a virus or not, because hey. So it's a major security progress now. So let's talk about Pony. Pony, because I like Pony. But we will talk about this one, the ugly one. That's the favicon, bit gros. So Pony has now also as Sphere IT by Microsoft in Kaspersky. It's an old thing. It's in field since a lot of time now. One version, the do was leaked, the 2.0, and the code is open, so everybody may be able to build it. So there is a builder to create the configuration, and there is the stealer, which is fully written in assembler, which is a big work. So you may find the 1.9 and the 2.2 around, usually. So Pony is also used as a dropper, so it's able to launch and other things, and it was used often as a dropper also. The funny things with Pony, it's inside you have 255 password, and it tries to brute force local account to steal credentials from everyone on the workstation. So Pony is able to steal all these things. So it comes from wallets, it comes from application, You learn a lot of application names that you never heard before. And remember, the guy do these things fully in assembler. The guy is a bit mad. So you have 14,000 lines of assembly code to steal that. That's only the stealing password model. So Pony reports through the web to a page, the backend, get.php, using post method. By default, you have a URL, but since it's open now, you may change it. And there is a basic security to avoid detection. If you come without data, you have a 4 of 4 pages back. You have the same thing with Lockybot. Lockybot, also, if you come from Lockybot a specific user agent, if you come without it, you have also a 404 pages. So it's enough to avoid and to stay online a little bit longer. So let's see Predator Pane, also old one, really old one. Predator Pane could use SMTP, FTP, and HTTP. Well, SMTP, FTP, as said before, no chance to work in a real environment, in a firm. What is funny about Predator Pane is that Predator Pane, when you unpack it and you look inside it, you find that there are a couple of executable concatenated. You have the main code, a DLL in .NET, and two GUI PE. And if you take a look at the DLL, you have a classical run PE procedure. So it's well-known things to inject your code. So you start a process, okay, suspend, you copy your P at the good location inside that, and you release the process, and you have run a legitimate executable, but you have changed the inside. So that's a classical old thing to inject code. So the guy which uses Predator Pane doesn't use itself the code. First, he has a DLL to do that, and then it simply executes tools from Nearsoft to steal credentials, tools from to steal credentials from the mail and from the disk. You have the same thing with Nexus Logger, which use an open tool for password recovery called Lasagne. In Python, the guy has compiled it, and it runs Lasagne to retrieve password. So, donc the configuration is ciphered. There is a lot of configuration decryptor now. It's not a problem, and you may easily spot it since you have a get. So the page may change, but you have always this kind of format. So it's quite easy to spot it. Last one, Agent Tesla. Let's say a good one. So Agent Tesla, how to fetch it? It's easy. Simply go online and buy it. Agent Tesla is available on a website. It's not the same who do that. So the guy is not stupid. It's a hey, no. Agent Tesla is not a malware. It's only a things to monitor your computer, of course, it's a keylogger, and to retrieve your password. This kind of key pass. It's written, and you don't have to say that it's a malware. It's not a malware. So such kind of things, you have the same with stealer like Ardamax and Nexus Logger. Nexus Logger on another claims, it says, well, that's for watching your children and employees. Why not? So Agent Tesla, it's not a malware. He got a YouTube page which explains how to use it, okay? And also demonstrate that he could bypass all the famous antivirus available. So it's not a malware, but it's food, okay? You pay by a subscription. So if you want it 1 month, good $12. If you need one year, nearly 70. So it's also a .NET one. It could report an SMTP, HTTP, FTP. And another funny thing, the builder is auto-updating. So the builder contact Agent Tesla website and ask for updates. The crypter is part of the package. We will see that, well, it's a better crypter than others. And you have also, if you buy the full package, an option to directly create the Office document with the Agent Tesla inside. Agent Tesla reports using post to a page which is always api.php. It was previously closed, now it's api.php. It's still a lot of application. It's able to wrap screen, so you may configure, as I said, you may configure it to grab only interesting application. And it's what is used also and seen on a couple of them. It's the code decoy message. So for when it runs the third time, you may configure to have a pop-up message box with usually claims, it doesn't work. So that's for the deception. The panel. So like we said before, panel are most of the time I never see things other in PHP. It's easy to deploy on CMS and so on. And the panel now is protected by Jung. Jung is the legal application which protects PHP code by byte compiling in, and you need some module to run it. So the problem with that is that it's a bit more complicated. So you have some user of Agent Tesla which have problems and could not run it. So that's a fun part also. As see yesterday, Agent Tesla from now it doesn't work anymore, but the previous version has a little problem, not itself with Agent Tesla, but with the botnet, not a botnet, it's one host, with the operator, is that the security is not good, so you may file listing it, so you may access to the screenshots, and you have enough information to try to notify the people, but it's not easy, because sometimes the compression of the JPEG is really bad, the OSR doesn't work, so, well, it's best effort. This is only a small issue in Agent Tesla, but you have other keylogger, for example, Keybase, which is vulnerable to mostly everything. So you may arbitrarily upload file, you may have a SQL injection. Well, the quality is not there. Agent Tesla is running since 4 years now. Throughout the last version, follow the update. What's interesting is that since 3.2.4, the report is not anymore in clear, so the reporting is ciphered. Okay, nice. 10 minutes. Since December, they changed the packer, which is a little bit complicated. And the guy is very active. You have 3 to 5 updates per month to keep it undetectable to antivirus. So if you look at the infrastructure of Agent Tesla, it's open, it's in the web, it's Agent Tesla is not a malware, remember. They have a YouTube channel, they have Skype access, and if you take a look at the Google Plus pages, which is connected to the Agent Tesla, you may find older logos of Agent Tesla. And if you go back to time in 2014, you may find some more information, which is really funny to see. At the time, the guy was not so it's not a malware. The guy at the beginning will have given Agent Tesla for free. The guy has given his IBAN. It's available on internet. It's public information. If you take a look at the whois, you find easily the guy. It's a Czech one. So that's the guy which registered the domain of Agent Tesla, which is not a malware. The fun thing, it's correlates. Agent Tesla is running PHP on IIS server, which is quite funny. And the guy, of course, the Czech one, is a Windows operator. So seems to be the same guy. So it's running since 4 years. It's still password. You have the full information available on internet for anyone, and the guy is still running. Detection. The problem, the real problem of all this crap, it's that once it's packed, it goes through the mail gateway. So if the client has a sandbox, okay, it's okay, it's blocked. But a lot of clients of us have only a mail gateway, like a lot of clients have not a lot of money. And the real problem is the classification, because if it's go, it's run, and after a couple of times, the antivirus know that there is a stealer, but most of the time, of course, it's not so easy. It's a generic try-on. So when you have to face such a little threat, but inside a corporate and incorporate, you need to know that it's a stealer, because usually the guy restages the workstation, and a lot of times the guy don't change the password. And if they change the password, they change the password of the workstation, the login of the domain, but they don't think about all the Facebook accounts of the personal things of the guy. So it's a real problem to be sure that it's such kind of things. So there is a lot of YARA rules available for such threats, but the problem with the YARA rules is that first you need to unpack it to be efficient. And you need skills for that, and you need time for that. So the good point, as I said, if you have a sandbox, it should be okay, because usually it reports only to one panel. Only Diamond Fox is able to have multiple panels, as far as I know. But how to know what it is? So I run a Python script. It's in Python 2, sorry, because it needs to be like that in x32dbg. So this one is running fast and good enough to unpack runp packers. But more and more and more, you see only .NET packers. And .NET packers, well, I don't like it. So as a word, you have your .NET packers, you start your DNSPy, you run the trick without break, you go to debug module, you have a new module, you go in the module, and for example, for Agent Tesla, nice, you find a runp, okay, you break on the buffer, you extract the buffer, well, you got a file, which in an APX, easy, I do APX -d, -d, minus, just a bit. So you extract it easily, again, then you open it in IDA, and hola, what it is? Back, you have another layer on Auto-IT, and if you finish that, which is not so easy, because right now it's not, I always have problem with that, you finally got the .NET. So you may dump it. It works not really for Agent Tesla, which seems to unpack what need, and the string are encrypted. So sometimes you need to really have it clean. So, and it takes a lot of time. If you have a sandbox for dumping, it's 5 minutes. If you have the sample, the other problem is how to detect it without the sample. So another idea, some panels are really easy to detect. Keybase do a get post with a specific pattern. Loki, for example, do a post to a specific page. It could be changed, but usually it's that. And use a specific URL. So it's easy to spot. If you have a proxy, if you have a IDS, you could spot it. Problem is for the other. Diamond Fox, Pony, and Sitter use get.php. And sometimes, a lot of times, you have legit get.php. So, OPSEC, if you could talk about OPSEC for that, you take a look at that, and you say that you saw that always you have the couple of files. So the panel and the administration of the panel is always in the same folder. So the idea that I got, which worked, more or less, it's to do a kind of gearbuster. And for that, I have a little project here. And the idea is to have, like it could be a signature base for YARA rules. It's to have some small configuration file and ask for a couple of pages, which should be there or should not, and to be able to classify the thing. So easily, you could spot that this get.php is a pony or it's etc. For this funny work, we have I've compiled it. So that was before the Malpedia. So, okay, if Pluman is there, I will request an account for that. And if you need some information about these dirty strings, just let us know. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Paul. Is there any questions for Paul?
It's too early.
No? Okay.
May I have 30 seconds?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so...
21, 28, 27, 26.
Oh, that's not fair. Up. And... Sissy? Ah, no sound? You have no sound?
No,
Jamie?
we don't have any
Ah, okay, that's a
sound.
real
But
problem.
you can maybe plug the...
Give me the mic.
Okay.
We'll try like that. You have to sew that.
But it also recovers and seals famous browsers like Firefox, Chrome, and Opera. It comes with a variety of different options, making it the most customizable keylogger on the market. Not only does it support all email providers, but also FTP and PHP. Infinity Logger is stable with all Microsoft operating systems. We are also planning to add more and more features in future updates. So stay tuned.
Thanks. So...